Hi, welcome to Sympleseries, and this is another Simple vlog. Unbeknownst to many, I have concealed my identity as, drumroll please, a waterbender. Kidding aside, this is a problem for many people. In America, 7 to 8 million people struggle with this, and I share their sentiments. Let me welcome you to my hyperhidrosis journey. As you know, I'm a very organized person, and I will be sharing my story through my own version of the revolutionary timeline. Number 1, the pre-enlightenment period. Through elementary school, I didn't mind it that often because I thought it was just normal sweat, which was unusually being released through my hands and my feet. And instead, I just had to wipe off every trace of my sweat whenever I would play the guitar in the classroom, or hold a microphone in front of the entire campus, or carry my school bag, or draw and color, or read my books. I always felt uneasy, but I tried to keep it contained. Number 2, the industrial age. Through high school, I had a lot more work to be done, typically involving writing or typing, or a lot of walking and dancing. Yes, dancing. It started to bother me how I would take tests or take down notes, and my sweat would smudge my writing whenever I tried to make sure my paper was clean. And to avoid smudges, I would place a sheet of paper or a tissue ply under the side of my palm just so that it will absorb the sweat. Other than that, I would start avoiding contact with other people's hands, whether it's in church or with my best friends, because if it made me feel uncomfortable, how much more uncomfortable would the other person feel? And as someone who lives in a tropical country, the summers get extremely hot, and hence my sweating gets very, very excessive. This discomfort would extend whenever I would wear flip-flops at home or with my friends from school or anywhere else. I would just be standing or walking long distances, and then my feet would begin to slide forward or backward, and it would leave marks on my foot. I felt kind of embarrassed whenever I would wear casual clothes and footwear with my friends because I was afraid I would have to wipe off my feet repeatedly while I'm hanging out with them. Like I said, it started to feel embarrassing. Number 3 is the age of discovery. At one point, I thought, I must not be the only one experiencing this. So then I found out that a couple of my friends are also struggling with this issue. And I knew I just had to do some research and figure out what's wrong. And then I encountered the term hyperhidrosis. The definition totally suited me, and once I found out my problem, surprise, surprise, I still had that problem. I would work on my computer and leave sweat marks on my handrest. I would ask my sisters or my friends to handle my important documents or papers so that they won't get wet. I had to bring a piece of cloth with me almost everywhere I went so that I could wrap it around my pen when I would write. Or sometimes I would add powder so that I can wipe my hands real quick whenever I know I have to shake someone's hands. And this actually happened before one of my job interviews. I learned to play more string instruments like the ukulele and the violin. And I always had to wipe off my sweat from the fretboards and the fingerboards whenever someone would use the instruments after me. The same goes for my phone. When I would find it challenging to unlock my phone with my fingerprint or just generally navigate. It has really proved an inconvenience, and I just knew that I had to do something about it. Number 4, the last part, is the Renaissance period, rebirth. Finally, I resolved that I had to get this problem fixed when there came a time that my hands would feel numb after sweating so much. I tried using powder more often on my hands and feet and have a go at foot sprays at some point, and it usually made me sweat even more. My mom tried buying essential oils for me to use once in the morning and once in the evening, and after a month of trying, guess what? It still didn't work. Later on, I found out about Dermadry and the products they offer, and honestly, it has since been my dream to own one of them. And hopefully I will soon. But even with this hyperhidrosis issue, I still feel confident about myself. I am more than just my hands and feet. I am more than just my excessive sweating. But it would definitely be amazing to live a normal life without having to worry about it as I make the most of my being a student. So if you're watching this and you have an issue with your hands or your feet or even other body parts sweating excessively, you are not alone. We're all in this together. That's it for this video. Till next week.